What is going on? What is going on? What is going on, party people? It is your boy, Coach D Brown. Oops, sorry about that. Former big leaguer, former first round pick with the Kansas City Royals. And man, we are sorry about the delay, man, and running around over here, man. But um, I want to give a shout out to everybody listening in. And I got a little hate on it. I was listening to this other group, and my man was telling me that why every time D Brown come on, he always got to say former big league or former first round pick, right? And I listen, you know what I'm saying, to different people when they comment and everything, right? But um, so my listeners, like I talked about, people that have been with me for a while. The first 2 or 3 months when I started doing this live, I never announced who I was. I would just say, yo, what's going on, and just get right into talking, right? And um, a follower of mine, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy D Roberts out there in Vegas, was like, yo, D, why you don't ever say who you are? Why you don't ever say your first and your last name, your background, and all of that? He goes, a lot of people listen to your replays. He's like, a lot of people don't even know who you are. So why don't you always, start announcing yourself so everybody know? You know what I'm saying? Because not everybody just know who you are and your background. So that's why I always start off with, yo, this is D Brown, former big leaguer, former first round pick with the Kansas City Royals. You know what I'm saying? It's a reason why. I never did it in the first couple months. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I had a post on there for my excuses, no doubt. You know what I'm saying? I had a and ask, you know what I'm saying, why I always do that. So that's my little rant about why I always start off with what's going on from a first round pick and big leaguer with the Kansas City Royals. All right. And it's the truth. To me, it's not bragging, it's not, anything. I guess it's just something that, I was told to do. All right, way back in the day. All right, a couple months after I started this show. Anyway, man, I wanted to remember September 26th, I'm closing down tomorrow at 12 o'clock. So Thursday morning, Wednesday night, I'm closing down had a few more sign-ups yesterday. Shout out to the people locking that down. We are, finishing up things, locking that down. We are getting to that point where Friday I will start posting an Atlanta link. And then you got the let me put it in here. What up, Bubba? What up, Russ? All right. You put the comments in here. Own who you are and be proud. That's what it was. Thank you, Cynthia. Appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? I like I said, and I ain't, I didn't do it like in the beginning part. I would just be talking, and I was just learning how to do this. And somebody was one of my followers, I listened to was just like, yo, why don't you produce, tell people who you are. So anyway, let's just keep this, what up, Clay, keep this ball rolling. So today I wanted to talk about this. Speaking of the internet, right? Sometimes, because I'm on Facebook a lot, because, I don't do many other, social medias, even though I'm on there. I think Instagram, I used to be up around 10,000 followers. I don't know where I'm at now, right? And I need to be on Instagram more. All right, shout out to Bill over there telling me that. But and sometimes in the middle of the night, I scroll through different things, and I was doing this in the middle of the night. I was listening to, I was going through different things on Facebook. I kind of check messages. I do different things in the middle of the night, and it's this group of guys. I would never call nobody out because I don't want to, hurt nobody's, feelings, anything like that, man. Right. So, but it's just, the reason I say this, watch who you listen to. Okay. Because you're going to get a parent who, you either get the parent that will do all the research and really try to teach his son and don't really have the background of baseball. And, those parents could be dangerous just enough, because they read up on everything, listen to every video and think that they know it. And then, because you're going to get to that certain point where that kid is not A, going to listen to you no more, and B, they're going to, you're going to be telling them wrong things. Okay. Sometimes I see videos and certain things of dads working with their kids, and I love their interaction, but sometimes they're not teaching their kids proper technique, and it's going to hurt their kid. And then they justify it with spending time with them, which is great. But, I can go out there on the tennis court and spend time with my daughter. But if I'm teaching her all the wrong things, what am I really, helping her with? You know what I'm saying? Besides spending time, there's other ways you can spend time on the field. So I see, you got those type of parents, and then you got, the parents that, will listen to everything that they see on the internet and think that it's gospel, right? So I say this because last night I'm scrolling through it, and this is one group of guys, and they get thousands of views, and I'm just I want to say something so bad to that group because I don't want to be a hater, right? You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, I know, I'm like, if these parents are listening to these guys, they are setting their kid up for failure. You know what I'm saying? So it was another guy, ex-pro guy. I didn't know I didn't know his background until I posted on his post that he made. He had enough, guts to do it. I was chicken, you know what I'm saying? And Dave, what up, D? All right. So I just was like, yo, I appreciate him posting what he played. He basically called those people a joke, which they are, man, because they're teaching these kids bad habits. The instruction was terrible. The examples that they're giving was terrible. The information that they're giving is terrible. You know what I'm saying? Again, I'm not saying I'm holier than thou and my word is gospel and all of that. There are plenty of qualified instructors out on the internet, all right? But there are a lot of imposters out there. A lot of them, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes they gotta like feed their audience and they gotta do, you get the one imposter that, that comes up with all these gadgets. And I hate to say it, me with the Pirates, there are a couple of guys that are with so-called gurus, you know what I'm saying? And they sign, us, the Pirates, you know what I'm saying, sign these guys, you know what I'm saying? And then I go back and I'm having hitting meetings with the, the group of hitting coaches and organization. And, I'm looking at, I'm laughing, but I'm looking at this dude that has taught our hitter, with the Pirates. And he didn't got him to a first round, second round pick. But when you see him hitting in the cages, it makes me wonder, like, again, I'm hating on my own people. It is what it is. I'd be like, yo, who saw what? Maybe, it is what it is, man. But it's a so-called hitting guru, and he got all type of gadgets and they gotta feed that audience. You know what I'm saying, right? And this is Tyler, yo, Russ, if you can help me out, or Bill, man, post that. I don't know why I can't put a comment on there because I copied and paste. Tyler wants to know about the t-shirts, man. Pierre, what's up, family? All right, Will, no doubt, Will. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Will out in Florida, man. So it's like, I see these guys, you know what I'm saying, with the gadgets. And, like you said, it takes that one guy to get drafted and all. And now he's pumping these guys up. But the type of drills, I'm looking at it like, yo, what the, I told my hitting director and I was like, yo, you spent an hour speaking on this, this type of mess, and he have to do it just to justify the kid. But I'm like, yo, you just wasted an hour of your life, man, trying to. And again, I know the hitting guy is probably thinking that he's doing something good, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, again, I am not the hitting coaches of hitting coaches, man. You know what I'm saying? But yo, parents, just understand, what you're listening to. It doesn't take the gadgets, it doesn't take people to come up with, all this different stuff, to make it worth, you know what I'm saying, you listening to. Just because they're on the internet doesn't mean that they know what the hell they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? We see it in different walks of life, right? You guys, just because, when we I don't know, what I'm saying, I'm about to use a dating term, right? You ain't believe every woman that came to you and said some sweet things, or women, you ain't believe everything a dude say to you, right? But just because they get on the internet, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, I'm just like, yo, you know what I mean? Like, what are you guys teaching over here? Why are these parents and all of that, all these thousands of views, and they're teaching the wrong stuff? And I haven't talked hitting. Everything has kind of been college recruiting and coaches, and for the most part. But for my listeners that y'all know, I had a hitting program. That's when I kind of, in the winter time of 2018 going to 2019, I had my own hitting program, and it took me 2 to 3 years, man. It took me 2 to 3 years to kind of even get enough, guts, man. Sometimes, I don't care about somebody's thoughts sometimes, but there's very few guys like myself, right? You know what I'm saying, who've been in the major leagues that are willing to put themselves out there, one on the internet, and then trainings and stuff like that, because I always thought it was like, taboo. And I didn't want nobody to look at me as the internet guy. Like, oh, yo, D's an internet guy now. You know what I'm saying? It took me 2 to 3 years to get enough strength to get on the internet and start talking hitting or just talking like this. You know what I'm saying? Like I would be, so worried about what people think. You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking 100 with y'all. You know what I'm saying? But then when I go, what made me go and just say, forget it, man, is because of the stuff that I was seeing on the internet. And I'd be like, I was seeing these people with hundreds of thousands of views and they claiming that they are, you know what I'm saying, the hitting guru because they are the most followed. And I'm like, they teaching these guys. And some of these guys I can call out right now. And some of my major league dudes have called these people out. All right. I didn't want to do it. I ain't gonna post because some of these hitting guys, sometimes even, they may have a drill or two that I may, really like. But as a whole, some of these guys that's on the internet, most of them, you know what I'm saying, they like, ugh, you know what I'm saying? They teaching because I know my boy Will was like, yo, you can't do it. Don't teach it. And yes, I believe that comment. I believe that too. But then I also know like there are a lot of major league hitting coaches. Y'all have seen Kevin Long that's come on my show, long-time major league hitting coach. You know what I'm saying? 15 years or so, won a ring with the Nationals last year and with the Yankees back in the day. Kev never played above AAA. You know what I'm saying? But he teach, A-Rod, and he did videos and books and stuff. I'll shout out to him. I was in his book, you know what I'm saying? About hitting and stuff like that. So, he's a hitting guru, and that's kind of been my mentor to this whole hitting thing. You know what I'm saying? He was my first hitting coach for the first 3 to 4 years of my, professional career. And this is when, before he became, the hitting guru, he was just, getting into the pro game, becoming a coach after playing. But again, I say that to say, he never made it to the major leagues, but he can teach major leaguers, you know what I'm saying? He can get A-Rod to switch up his style and get him to hitting 49, 50 home runs and winning MVP with the Yankees. You know what I'm saying? But you got those guys, but then you got a lot of these guys out here that never really played hardcore baseball. You know what I'm saying? Or, you can't teach certain things to certain hitters and, and think that certain guys won't call you out. That's basically it. And I seen this one group of guys, and I never used to say, I haven't said anything forever. I just, I couldn't take it no more because I was like, I'm like, I don't know where he's teaching. And then they got all these followers listening, and I didn't see all the comments, but it was like the third video that I've seen over the last month or two. And I was just like, yo, what is going on right now? I'm like, these people are getting all these views and he's talking. And I'm just like, yo, he's teaching everything wrong. The examples in the box of them, even hitting was terrible. You know what I'm saying? But they think that they're, and I almost wanted to clap for them and give them like, like give them love. Like, yo, for so many years I was so scared myself. But I'm like, yo, you willing to come out and do this on the internet? Like, yo, I'll give it to you. You know what I'm saying? And my only problem is, again, parents are going to be listening to it. Parents are going to buy their program. Parents are going to get in the box, and kids are going to get in the box and think like how they're teaching them to think, which is all wrong. All wrong. I ain't heard one thing that they did right. You know what I'm saying? Like from the 3 or 4 videos that I've seen from them. All right. It irks me. You know what I'm saying? It irks me a lot where, again, I'm not crapping on nobody who out there teaching kids and everything like that, you know what I'm saying, and doing it from the kindness of the heart. I get it, you know what I'm saying. I was in another group and I kind of got into it with a couple of people. They took my post wrong, but I basically was just saying like, yo, in my eyes, in my book, you know what I'm saying, it's hard to be a hitting guy, guru, and a pitching guru. You know what I'm saying? You can't do one or the other to me. You know, you can't do both to me. There are guys that have played in the college level and done well doing both. I know personally those guys too. All right. But again, in my book, in my opinion, you can't do both. You know what I'm saying? You can, but I just don't think, there's one or the other that I believe that will not be giving the true, all the information to those kids. You know what I'm saying? So again, that's something, a completely different post that I could be putting on, I'm talk about, but this right here was a straight hitting guy. You know what I mean? A straight. Now somebody can come talking pitching and get on the mound, and because again, that's not really truly. Even though I don't face hundreds of thousands of pitchers and millions of pitches over my career, I don't know millions, but hundreds of thousands of pitches over my career, right? That I can get on there and know different arm angles and slots and pitches and pitch selections and setting up hitters and stuff like that. I can talk that all day because I'm played 16 years professionally, but but I would never, sit there and critique pitching guys and all of that that's doing what they do. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to hitting, You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, that's my thing. And I'm just like, yo, don't be out here telling these kids and these parents the wrong thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, please, because this is you know, I've had certain guys tell me, well, 8 to 14, you just giving them a foundation. It's okay, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be from a so-called guru or the right, I ain't gonna say that everybody think they're giving the right teaching. So I can't say that. But I heard something about 8 to 14. It's kind of like, hey, I'm just doing this, whatever. When it's 8 to 14, that's when the foundation is being set. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's when your swing is being set. You know what I'm saying? Is it going to be tweaks and all of that? Yes. You know what I'm saying? After 14, yes. But the foundation of what you're being taught and what you're learning, you know what I'm saying, starts early and often. You know what I'm saying? And you need to have if you could, you definitely need to get that ground level, you know what I'm saying, foundation set. Now, all other tweaks, just like, when I do my hitting, right? I don't mess with nobody's hands. I'll look at the kid swing, right? But I don't mess with hands or mechanics or anything like that from the gate. I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? I kind of look at the swing first. I see the flaws in his hands and stuff like that. But with us hitting coaches on here, where we start at, right? It ain't no different from my house. You know what I'm saying? And the windows could look pretty and all of that type of stuff. But the foundation ain't right. You know what I'm saying? The house is going to crumble, right? So I look from the bottom up. You know what I'm saying? So I won't get on there and start critiquing hands and hitting whatever until the foundation is set. You know what I'm saying? And so saying that, it in a broader view, all right, it's the same thing when it comes to hitting, right? When I get a guy that's 13, 14, been taught by one guy that's not, done it right and told him right and understand the foundation, not using his legs and his hands are all bad and all of that. That kid been getting lessons for 4 or 5 years from the wrong person. And so now, the mom think it's going to take 4, 5, 7, 8 lessons to get him right. She got it wrong. You know what I'm saying? You've been doing this for 5 years. You can't just come out here and in less than 2 months think that a switch is going to happen. It ain't going, you know what I'm saying? It ain't going to happen. All right. And I fight with this either, in my own household when it comes to my own daughter. You know what I'm saying? My daughter has been taking tennis, and I don't like it, but it's all the same, right? Because I get it, I hear my daughter, she's been told this and over years about, why she still do this, and she don't use her legs enough, and da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? She's been taught this since she was 4 or 5 years old, and she's 12. And I said she will be taught this when she's a pro. You know what I'm saying? What do you think these guys have hitting coaches for? What do you think major leaguers have hitting coaches for? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, sometimes you got to go back to the basics. If you go see Albert Pujols hit or you see Mike Trout and all of that, right? They ain't going in the batting cages facing 97 with sliders and all of that. No, they're hitting off the tee. They throwing soft toss. Those are foundation type of drills. You know what I'm saying? So when they take the foundation, if they could swing, their swing is feeling good and corrected off a tee that's stationary, which an 8-year-old can use, right? That's the swing. They know if they feel good off that tee, they're going to go in the box and feel good. You know what I'm saying? It don't have to be no, all these crazy drills and gadgets and all of that. You know what I'm saying? No. Those dudes is like, yo, put a tee over here. Put a ball on that. It's stationary. It ain't moving. And if I'm rolling over, if I'm popping it up off a tee, it ain't no way in hell I'm going to hit a 97-mile-per-hour fastball or a slider or a sinker, anything like that, right? Foundation type stuff. Anyway, my point is when you 8 to 14, them are the most important times when you're getting great foundation type of education when it comes to hitting and pitching, okay? Let me hear some of the comments, man. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? I'm going off, but I know y'all posting on this. Making these comments, man. Tyler, I saw that. I hope you get that. Preach. If you can do it, they shouldn't teach. If you can't do it, you can't teach. I agree. You know what I'm saying? And even the ones, some of those guys, listen, teaching hitting is not an easy thing, even if you're a great hitter. You know what I'm saying? So, Will, because even when I was first coming up, you know what I'm saying? When I first started really giving lessons, right? Years ago. I would call my boy Joe Dillon. He's been on here. He's a Philadelphia Phillies hitting coach right now, right? But I was my boy forever, and he was always teaching lessons with kids, and then he got into the pro game, and now he's in the big leagues. But this is years ago when I wasn't doing nothing with baseball. I had all the knowledge. We all, me, Joe D, and with Kevin Kevin Long disciples was what he called us. You know what I'm saying? Guys that have been taught by Kevin Long, the Beltrons, the Ken Harveys, the Mike Sweeneys, the, A-Rods, all these guys, are Kevin Long disciples, right? So, I had to think, it's a way to, teach what you have in your head. It's a way, our coaches know how it is. It's just not as easy as just like, boom. That's why Magic Johnson and all these guys, Larry Bird, Larry did all right, but we were talking about it the other day, NBA, like some of those guys are just great players and not good coaches because they don't understand why, you can't do what they did so easy. You know what I'm saying? So like I go a case in point with George Brett, right? So my old time heads, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know who George Brett was, right? Hall of Fame hitter, right? With the Kansas City Royals. So when I was over there, he would always try to teach me hitting, but he would teach me how he used to hit. You know what I'm saying? And I used to be like, yo, George, I can't hit like that. You know what I mean? And, he had this Charlie Lau, and, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Charlie Lau. His son passed away a few years ago, but he would reach out to me. But his dad was like a hitting guru back in the 80s, right? And late 70s. And he taught George how to hit the way he became a Hall of Famer. But I can't hit like that. You know what I'm saying? Ichiro can't go and tell, a 12-year-old, kid, Mike Johnson over there in California how to hit like Ichiro. He can't. It's his unique style. You know what I'm saying? To do what he's done. You know what I'm saying? So, but basic type of stuff. So my point is that's just because all world hitting doesn't mean it's not. It's just easy to teach guys. You know what I'm saying? Certain guys have a knack for coaching. You know what I'm saying? Coaching the thoughts and the stuff that they did and relate to the kid. You know what I'm saying? That's the art of coaching, right? And it took me a while. My point is I had to call my guy and be like, yo, how do I teach? How do I get all these thoughts and all these experiences and stuff out to these kids without overwhelming them, about not getting frustrated, not the parents or the kids getting frustrated? You know what I'm saying? And he was just like, yo, this is what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? So again, this is me going back to when I first started giving lessons. You know what I'm saying? I had to ask, you know what I'm saying, how to, coach, basically. You know what I'm saying? So, again, I can teach how I hit, you know what I'm saying? But it may not relate to that other kid. So, every swing is different. I can't teach a kid basic stuff that, works for me and think that it's going to work for that kid. I got it. Every hitter's unique, right? So, anyway, well, but good. You're right. I mean, at least have some high level baseball to me. Played in college or something. Then to me, you're a guru. That gear looks hot. I'm going to order. I'm going to order because nobody going to have it, and my boy is going to be asking. Shout out to Big Boy Pierre, man. I appreciate you, bro. Just take a picture. Let me know when you get that shirt. Same travel coaches, Brandon. You right? All right. Expand on that if you could, brother. I swear I was thinking the same thing. Shout out to you, Tyler. Yeah, man. I was just thinking some of these dudes, man. I don't know. But parents, just be cautious, man. Everyone has different stands, but the swings are the same. I agree. Yeah. Yeah. It don't matter where you start, but everybody should. You had Julio Franco. You had Tony Batista. I promise you guys, Google Tony Batista. I bring him up. That was my boy. Tony Batista hit 40-some home runs a few years in a row, 3 or 4 years in a row. And I would never teach a kid how to hit like Tony Batista, but I bring him up all the time because his practice swings is ugly, his real swings was ugly, his batting practice was ugly, but he hit 40 bombs. And normally you can have an ugly swing, but he had the confidence in his swing. All right, Joe on the facts, no doubt, man. I feel you though. I love this segment, no doubt, man, no doubt. Exactly, you can't teach a guy how to hit. You used to hit different body types in the field. You got to make the child feel what you're teaching, no doubt, man. You know what I'm saying? I see it a lot in softball. Yeah, I mean, man, the good thing about foundation hitting, it travels softball and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like I've taught a couple of girls, shout out to my girl Andrew. She was a beast, lefty swinger. And I used to teach her, boom, and she can swing it. You know what I'm saying? But it's certain, unique things with softball that I couldn't teach. I wasn't, they used to do the walking slap hit, type of, that's something that I'm not, familiar with, and I would have to really learn, you know what I'm saying, myself to do. You know what I'm saying? But this is meaning you have to be careful who your travel coach is. They can lie about back. Hey, Brenton. Hey, I appreciate what you just said. You know why? You know how many people I can call out with this right now? That is such a proper statement. And shout out to my boy Dave Clark. All right, first base coach, used to be the third base coach and the manager. Played a long time, Jackson State, alum. All right, speaking of Jackson State with Dion and stuff. But Dave Clark, shout out to him. That's my guy. and we were in Memphis maybe about 3-4 years ago. And we would just, every time he come home for the off season, we would sit down, chop it up, eat, catch up. I've been knowing the dude 20 some years, right? So we got talking about certain travel ball coaches in the Memphis area, right? Ooh, gosh, I didn't want to name the city, but it is what it is. And again, I'm naive, but if you talk the right stuff, all right, I know if you really played professional ball and how long you played. You know what I'm saying? So, there's a difference. Even when I say 16 years professionally, right? That doesn't mean all 16 were in the major leagues, right? I say 16 years professionally, but if somebody asks me, I'm like, yo, I'm parts of 8 years, you know what I'm saying, in the major leagues, right? So, those for the, the people who know what I know, they know, right? So, because you can play professionally, but that doesn't mean you played in the league. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people get it twisted. Just like on the flip side, I get mad when, people be like, oh, you play, or they talk to a kid, another guy be like, oh, he just played a year or two minor league ball or semi-pro ball or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But, that dude got paid. He had a chance to make it to the major leagues. He was a professional baseball player. And I told these numbers before, right? So, he's one out of 760 something players that got an opportunity to play professional ball. All right. So right now in your high school, your kids that are in high school and all of that, 1 out of 764 will have opportunity to make it to the just to sign a professional contract. So it may sound like, he, poo-pooing that guy that just made it to the minor leagues and just got drafted, never made it to the major leagues. Don't poo-poo that dude, because he was one of 700 or something people that, played. You know what I mean? That made it to at least got a pro contract. All right. So I definitely know the difference between, when somebody's talking and when somebody's not. So this particular group I am professional in Memphis was talking to me about, they got it to AA and they doing this type of stuff and all of that. Right. And I took it for their word. It is what it is. Because again, if you talk it right, I understand. Now, when I went over there, and with my boy Clarky, we started, the Google was a mug, you know what I'm saying? You could look everything up, right? You know what I'm saying? So I was like, he was like, man, I'm gonna look, because I know this dude ain't played this. I know he ain't played there. I know boom, 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 right? And we just started naming 3 or 4 dudes, you know what I'm saying? That, claim to these travel ball parents and all of that they play double AAA and professionally and all this other stuff, made some even lying and say they made it to the major leagues, you know what I'm saying, where again, all this stuff can be fact checked, you know what I'm saying, fact checked, you know what I'm saying. So again, me, I'm here I am looking like Boo Boo the fool, right? And I was like, yo, I believe them, you know what I'm saying. I'm like, who, why would you lie about AA, you know what I'm saying, or get it, again, in my mind, I was just like, yo, he started, because again, if you talk it, if you like, yo, I played with so-and-so, I played with so-and-so, boom, 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 you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, so I believed you. And he was like, nah, man, this dude ain't whatever, we started going on it, and I'm like, damn. And so, Brenton, you talking right, man, because I was just like, yo, again, now he did play professionally. I'm not going to say, but it's like the level he went up to and how long he played, does it matter? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But in my mind, again, you're teaching, you lying about your career. Brenton, good comment right there. All right. All right. Need that hoodie too in that color. I got you. All right. So shout out to my boy Major League, aka my nephew, right? So this is my nephew, y'all. He gonna be on tomorrow. And for y'all don't know, like, when it comes to this college and recruiting thing, right? I've been talking to college coaches way back to them when my nephew, I'm saying, for 18 years ago, you know what I'm saying, when he was coming up, that's when I first started getting kids into college, you know what I'm saying, and helping kids, whatever, right? So I was talking to my nephew, that's my guy. We talk almost every day. And, for those who don't know, he was a D1 player too at a HBCU. He played at North Carolina A&T. I know, we have a lot of guys wanting to get into Division I baseball and getting to, HBCUs and everything like that. So sometimes again, I know my nephew, I know he played, I was with him, you know what I'm saying, everything like that. But sometimes even in my own household or in my own family, I'll be like, yo, we talked about coming on. I was like, yeah, let's go. I need to bring my nephew on, so he can give you examples and tell his story, you know what I'm saying? Because he did go to A&T, you know what I'm saying, which is a Division I school, right? But he also, Georgia Tech was one of them. He knows what I'm talking about, going to the showcase and doing well. Georgia Tech was one of them, you know what I'm saying? And You talked about grades and stuff like that. Now that I'm older, I got mad at him at the time, but now I see where, you know, Georgia Tech was a different type of beast when it came to academics. Well, I may not have, you know, he still didn't do what he's supposed to do all the way grades wise, but you know, he's going to tell the story tomorrow. I'm going to bring him on. All right. He does well for himself up there in New York. All right. You know, he's still out there killing it and you know, great career and everything in the Postal Service and doing well for himself. But, you know, we talk baseball all the time. And, you know, when talking about somebody who loved baseball than I did, he loved baseball more than I did. And obviously being around me, you know, it's only like a 7-year age difference, man. But, listen, you know, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? I felt like it'd be cool to bring him on, talk about his HBCU experience, talked about, you know, as another Division I athlete in my family. And, you know, I want to bring him on. And then on Friday, I'm trying to lock down. Shout out to my boy, Ricky Weeks. He just texted me literally that's why I was late coming on today. Truth be told, I ain't going to blame it on Ricky. I ain't going to blame it on Ricky because I was a little late, but I was texting him as whatever. So I'm trying to get Ricky Weeks to come on. Speaking of HBCU grads and, obviously Ricky being top 5 pick, if I'm not mistaken, and playing, 12 plus years in the major leagues, man. So I'm gonna get Ricky on Friday. All right. Southern grad and talk about the HBU experience. So it's gonna be cool, man. I got a nice little setup. Again, like I said yesterday, I didn't have too many people, but my nephew, HBCU family member, talking about his, experiences and stuff like that, things he did right, things he did wrong. And then I got Ricky Weeks coming on Friday, I hope. We're trying to lock down that day. He said he thinks he can, and we're gonna try to. But I was texting him as I was coming on. All right. Also do backgrounds is pretty easy to do with Google. My son has an ex-college minor leaguer for pitching and an ex-major leaguer for hitting. But at the end of the day, it's up to the kid to perform, play. Amen to that. You know what I'm saying? Again, it's what I could teach a kid. And again, I go back to my own daughter. You know what I'm saying? It takes time. It takes reps. All right. The ex-big leaguer, the ex-professional ball player that's teaching the pitching side, they can definitely get and do, teach it with the best of them, right? But it takes time for them reps. It takes time for that information to get in them and do it. You know what I'm saying? It's going to click, but it ain't, sometimes it takes years, man. You know what I'm saying? And then it's a constant tweak. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Jeff, man. You know what I'm saying? It takes years, man. All right. My boy Jason said, I haven't played pro ball, but I can coach with the best of them. Again, like I said, that doesn't mean I said it before, you know what I mean? Because I know plenty of dudes that never played professional ball that can coach their butts off. I ain't saying that, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Let me see. DJ said, I was just making a statement in regards to a lot of these big organizations that promote ex-pro players as coaches, but can't translate it in kids. That's all, brother. Keep doing it. Yeah, no doubt. I don't. Yeah, DJ, it is. That is so true. It's. So in my book, right, sometimes I have my own troubles when it comes to relating to kids because I get on the butts, you know what I'm saying? And some kids, I'm always a work in progress, but certain times I'm hard on kids, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, and routine stuff you need to make, you know what I'm saying? And I understand that, I was a special athlete here and there, but then I also know that, I sucked as an outfielder. I thought I was good until I start seeing other kids that I was coaching around my way, you know what I'm saying, that, I felt like could run circles around me defensively, you know what I'm saying? So same thing when it comes to hitting wise and all of that with other kids. But I was like, yeah, he hit okay, you know what I'm saying? But, I know dudes or I've seen dudes and me personally, was doing stuff like boom, 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 boom. Again, I know it's special. I get it, you know what I'm saying? But I give props to, those kids and all of that. But sometimes they need to get in somebody, again, it's the Fortnite, it's just chill, it's the, I know it's the relate type of thing, but sometimes to me it's just like, yo, you gotta get it, man. You know what I mean? You gotta get it. I hate when the lights come on in certain teams and certain players that are in my own organization, you know what I'm saying? When I was running my showcase teams, the parents pay hardcore money, right? We traveling miles, you know what I'm saying? We the lights are on, turf, everything like that, man. What up, David? What's good, baby? And scouts or recruiters are in the stands. This is what showcase baseball is about, right? And then you come up small. You looking like you kind of don't want to play. You look like it ain't really like thousands of people in the stands. It's just a few people in the stands, but it's the most important people. But then I gotta remember again, I keep it 100. Baseball is always boring as hell to me. I'm a football guy, right? So what used to juice me up was fans, right? Especially fans that meant something, meaning scouts and recruiters. You know what I'm saying? So, night baseball, I didn't play a whole lot in high school. So when I did play it underneath the lights, it was a big time event for me. You know what I'm saying? But I got to remember, I ain't, that was me. Like, that was what that's the baseball background. The football background that I had, because it was tough in the minor leagues, man, getting mentally ready every day. You know what I'm saying? When it, certain, my professional guys know what I'm talking about, man. When you out there and you in, I don't know, Wichita or whoever, you know what I'm saying? Is, you can sit there and count how many people are in the stands, and you like, and it's hot, and you like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to gear up. You can love baseball you want, man, but that's when it's a job. You know what I'm saying? That's when you got to gear up and put those numbers up and So if you get scared under the lights on a high school level where, people in the stands and people cheering and stuff, you scared for that? I don't know. I'm not, how ready you going to be? You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're trying to go high level, baseball wise. You know what I'm saying? So, that's all. So the lights are not for everyone. Amen. You know what I'm saying? Dave, what's up? The lights are not. CT, what's up, man? I'm going to talk to you in a minute. Super hard. We're going to be a track team before we get it. Don't practice to get it right. Practice till you can't get it wrong. I love it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I was hard on my guy. I'll be the first to tell you, man. I will be hard on my, my 17U group last year. You know what I'm saying? I got tired of them taking fastballs. So you know what I did? I said, listen, we're going to go out and run polls every time. I said, I'm going to let you go one time through the lineup, but second and third time through the lineup, if you take any fastball for a strike, you know what I'm saying? You're running polls, the whole team. What happened? You get guys out there swinging, you know what I'm saying? And we knocking the ball around instead of, taking pitches. I don't know what else to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, y'all out here taking these pitches and grooving fastballs and waiting and all of that. No, be aggressive and chase, you know what I'm saying, out the gate. It's hard when them 17-year-olds after, you know what I'm saying, a tough, game and all of that. They don't want to run and all of that, but I was making them do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, you can't let all these fastballs go by. You know what I'm saying? So I'm counting it. The coach is looking at me, damn, coach. 7, 8, after a game. It's funny now, but them dudes is hating on me. I mean, they was hating me. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But again, that was my way of getting super aggressive. So I just had to do it a few tournaments, right? Shout out to my boy DJ. He know what I was talking about. And then after a while, I was like, yo, I just had to threaten them with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, y'all taking fastballs. Listen, second time around, like, yo, you already know. Let's do it. And that's all I had to say. You know what I mean? They knew what it was about. All right. Tony, my boy, Tony Miranda. What up, Tony? Cerritos, JC, coach. Those instructors who get offended are not elite coaches. Elite coaches have at least 10 years of experience from little league to high school. All right. The coaching wise, right? Yeah, they ain't just playing wise, coaching wise, right, Tony? Shoot. Because a lot of people be out here being, gurus, if they just, that's what you mean playing, coaching wise, right? That's what I'm hoping. Because there's a lot of guys over there, from little league playing 10 years. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, guys can teach the game, but when it comes to that elite training, fineness, man, that's all I was trying to do today, man. Just, I seen these guys on the internet, man, and it's I'm hoping these parents don't buy their program. I'm hoping these kids do not, listen to these guys, man. They're teaching them wrong. Look for the inside pitch. You know what I'm saying? Open up. Who cares if you fly the shoulder open? It's just everything that you are not supposed to tell a kid they were teaching. You know what I'm saying? No doubt, Tony. I got you, bro. I got you, man. Pro instruction is only for the 1% of the 1% MLB is looking for. Hell yeah. That's my whole thing, man. Again, I don't know, man. I understand I offend certain coaches, and I understand when it comes to dads and y'all put your heart into it. They I get it, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all out there with your kid, y'all giving everything you can, all your knowledge, and you're learning and all of that, man. But it's just something, again, I just say George Brett couldn't do it, you know what I'm saying? But there's something about, just being underneath those lights and being able to do it yourself, man. All right, great comments. When they transition to the 14 and 15, the players know and understand what tough love is from a coach and can filter what type of coaching characteristics are being displayed. Thanks, Jeffrey. You know what I'm saying? Again, I've had I'm gonna call that all. I promise you guys, I love to work with each and every one of you guys, hitting, recruiting, anything like that. But I'm telling myself again, I've had a 13 or 14-year-old kid. All right. Again, I go back. I'm from New York. You know what I'm saying? And I was in the South where certain, it's just a different way, right? So when I speak, you see how passionate I speak, and trust me, my daughter, my family, why you get loud? It's just something. When I get passionate about something, I get loud. It's not like I'm yelling, all right? But this particular lesson or two, I was yelling, and I wasn't getting on him. I was like, yo, whatever, hit the I was cursing. I get to the point where I curse. Yeah, I curse. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't cursing at him. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, hit the damn boom, 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 hit the, hard like that, da 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 da. The kids started, breaking down, crying. You know what I'm saying? Because I was getting on them. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, yo, you crying? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you crying right now? And I'm just like, and the dad got all huffy puffy with me. He's like, yo, he ain't used to nobody cursing at him. And I said, hey, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't curse at him, but I curse. And so from that point on, every time I coach the travel team, every time my organization, I let the parents know up front. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I'm a New Yorker. Sometimes I say word. I would never curse at a kid and say, you dumb mother. I don't do that, but I'm saying, but I'm passionate. I'll be like, yo, hit the out that ball. Come on, you know what I'm saying? Yo, run your ass. Let's go. I talk like that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how I was taught. You know what I'm saying? From my guy. You know what I'm saying? My coach who used to get into it all the time. All right. But he would curse my ass out. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, and he would do it on the slide. He would do it in front of everybody and went back and right or wrong, but I think I turned out all right. You know what I'm saying? And again, we would have our issues, but later on, I loved him for it. I loved him for it. He's my favorite coach. You know what I'm saying? To this day. All right. So again, it is what it is, man. You spoke the truth. Keep grinding on. No doubt, coach. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, what you got going on too, man. Let me see here. DJ said, but it should never be about just your kid. If you're a dad, coach, there are all your kids on the field, have to be able to keep the separation on the field. Yeah. And again, like, I know that's a whole different dynamic, and the daddy ball and coaching your kids. Like, I can't coach my daughter. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a tennis player or tennis coach, but the little things, whatever, like, I had to get rid of her at 9, 10 years old. I don't even want to sound that bad like that, get rid of, but I'm like, because I'm, my mom, her mom, oh, you too tough on her. Oh, you cheating like the boy, whatever. Because push-ups, running laps, you lackadaisical, I'm going to make you run and sprints and all of that. To me, I'm building character, but, I was too hard for a girl. That was my last time coaching my daughter, 9, 10 years old. I kind of, let her, the main tennis coaches do what they got to do. And again, I would never teach her mechanics because that's not my thing. But as far as like effort and focus and paying attention and not making the same mistakes, that was my thing. You know what I'm saying? And if you didn't do it, and I just got on her coach the other day. I got on her my daughter with a tennis coach. All right. And again, it's because of a reflection on me, right? She did something wrong. And I don't even know why she got off the court, ran by him, and he's talking to her, giving her instruction because she's playing like crap. And she just, break, whatever, and turned it back and kept going to whatever she was going to. And I like her kids and all that, I never heard, her dad speak loud like that. And I was like, yo, where you going? He talking to you. Turn around and pay attention. Don't turn your back on the coach. So I'm loud. I said it, I scared everybody. Everybody never heard me. New York came out in the hardcore. But I was like, yo, who are you to turn your back on the coach when he's coaching you? And the coach, he kind of froze up like this, was like, yo, D, it's all right. You know what I'm saying? I was like, no, it's not all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way, at least my child, you know what I'm saying, or anybody I will feel offended. You know what I'm saying? If I'm trying to give a point or two to a kid and he turns his back and continues to do what he was doing. So I made her kind of turn around, respect him. And she was like, he was done talking. No, he wasn't. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, whatever. So she got all huffy puffy with me, but I'm just like, yo, that's a respect thing. And that's on me. You know what I'm saying? I need to make sure she is more respectful when it comes to that coaching side. You don't just, kind of, the coach is telling you something and, she was trying to run and do something, but I'm like, take the time, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? To listen to what he's saying. I was like, whatever you shouldn't even be. I don't even know what she was trying to do anyway, because she was in the middle of a mat, like practicing in the mat. But I'm like, yo, turn around and give him some respect, yo. You know what I'm saying? Don't be turning your back to him. You know what I'm saying? Who are you? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo. And the coach is like, well, and sometimes we want him to get in that's a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, that's what, again, that's my own child. That's my own child. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So y'all already know, you know what I mean? Anyway, but I'm just piggybacking off of what you said, Deej, because, I don't want my kid, you know what I'm saying? We fight with that uncoachable thing now and all of that, thinking she know a lot. And, You know, I fight that. I'm just like y'all. Like I said, there's always we parents, man. We are in the same thing together, man. 97% of the rest of the players are not talented enough, no matter how much they love, work, and spend. No doubt, man. And that's the hardcore. But does, you know, again, you could get trained up. I actually believe, like, you got, if somebody starts early enough, again, that's why it's so key and so important to get the great foundation from the gate. All right. There's so certain things of talent level, no doubt about it. All right. But I believe that, you know, again, only 11% of players in high school, each class, 11% get an opportunity to play in college. 11. All right. 2% D1, 2.1 D1, 2.7 D2, 3.4 Division 3, and I can't, you know, whatever the other map, it was a junior college, D3 and whatever. All right. So whatever, it equaled up to about 11%, right? So basically 11 out of 100, you know, high school ball players, you know what I'm saying, play in college, right? 11 out of 100, all right? I also believe that number will be a tad higher if you get the proper instruction early. You know what I'm saying? So when parents or different guys or coaches or players and all that talking about, oh, you know, not 8 to 14, you know, it's all right that they don't get, you know, I could teach them, and I'm not gonna have that strong background, but you know, I'm affordable and I could teach them a little, some whatever. But if they don't get the proper teaching, them are the ones that, you know, that number should be 11, it should be 12, 13, 14, 15%. You know what I'm saying? 11%. So 11 out of 100 high school players right now in your class, if you know, if you got a kid out here in the 2023 class, all right, there's about 100-some thousand, you know, 100 to 150,000 in the United States right now playing baseball. 11% of them will play in college. I'm not talking about D1, D2. I'm talking about from NIA, junior college, all the way up, you know what I'm saying, Division 3, 2, and 1. All right, 11%. So again, 11 out of 100. All right. So we talking to these recruiting stuff. I'm bringing on these coaches, and everybody want to, you know what I'm saying, boom, right? So it is a small number, but I believe you have the proper instruction, and you can I believe you can manufacture a player or two. That number can go up to 12, 13, 14%. All right. Because some people just don't have the talent. It is what it is. And then there's a large percentage that just cool with just playing on a high school team, because that's the last time they're really truly going to have fun. And then they just cool with, you know, starting their life as a college and going from there. You know what I'm saying? But 11%. All right, 10 point something percent to be exact. All right, I'm just rounding up. Sometimes you get more pumped up as a coach than as a player. Amen. Amen. Oh, especially me, right? I said to talked about this other day when I was driving, right? Not running hard. I got taken out of games. Now that irritates the mess out of me. And my coach told me that it would happen. You know what I'm saying? You know, the kind of lagging last, you know, whatever, you know what I'm saying? That irritates the mess out of me, you know what I'm saying? And I know I used to do that type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? And I was, you know, and so when I corner that kid, I always speak from experience. I would never just call you out and be like, oh, I relate to him. Like, yo, I did this. This is what hurt me. All right. When you're a young prospect and they got a lot of money invested in you, you know, you could get taken out of games, and they'll reprimand you and slap you on the wrist a little bit, call you this and that and all of that, but you're going to be right in there. But when you ain't that dude no more and you getting taken out for this and that, whatever, it costs you money, it costs you your career if you don't do it, you know, if you don't get it together. You know what I'm saying? So again, when I'm talking to dudes and I'm talking to these players, I come in and relate like, yo, you slagging. Like, yo, you kind of head down, striking now, you know, you lagging and all that type of stuff. Like, yo, you know, these are all experiences I've dealt with. And, you know, again, this is what hurt me. You know what I'm saying? This is what I don't want you to do. And truth be told, you know what I'm saying? I did it, you know, at the highest of the highest level. I got there talent-wise, you know what I'm saying? But you may not be that first round pick or be that high level kid where you can get away with that stuff. We're talking money, you know what I'm saying? You know, it costs me millions, you know what I'm saying, in the major league level, where it may cost you thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars when it comes to scholarship money. So it's all the same, you know what I'm saying? So again, you know what I'm saying? Don't fall into that trap. You know what I mean? I try to relate them, be like, yo, don't do this, do this. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, sometimes all right. Just to let you know, these coaching is for real. A kid that he helped, Makai Moore, that is in one of his videos. He is 14, hit 3 out of the park this weekend, and just ranked top 10 in New Jersey class of 2024, first baseman in the state. You know what I'm saying? And listen, I appreciate that. Thank you, Gus. All right. do you know how many? And I could bring on guys. You know what I'm saying? Like I get hard and I talk real. Like sorry about that. I hope you guys still can hear me. Let me see. I had a call come in. I'm on my phone. Oh, sorry about that. I don't know what happened there. But sorry, man. All right, you guys had. I don't know why the camera ain't working. I don't know what to do. Anyway, I'm hoping you guys can still hear me, man. So we're just gonna be doing it in the dark, man. You know what I'm saying? But Cynthia, I just told my son he has baseball tournaments and showcases coming up. It doesn't matter if you don't sleep. You have to practice both sports. I'm so hard on my kids when they tell me their dreams. So I pulled the tee and the net, pulled out the drop light and made it at midnight, and he was swinging this week. I love it. You know what I'm saying? I love it, Cynthia. Oh, man, I wish you could see my face right now. I'm laughing. Oh, man. Let me see. Let me see if I could pull out this. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what happened, man. Let's go layout and switch it up. See if we can switch it up. Oh, gosh. Anyway, I don't know what happened. Me and my freaking technology, all right? Jeffrey says, talent versus hustle desire. I watched the 2021-2022 showcase this weekend in AZ. Heard one of the scouts mention left fielder guy hustle. He's running off the field from the outfield and beat both middle infielders to the dugout. Jeffrey, gosh, that is my whole point, man. That is my whole point, man. Where you know, and I you know, guys that listen to me on a regular, y'all know how I feel when I bring these college coaches on. They ain't never when they talk about Belo and 95 and 97. It ain't never that. It's that when they talk about the kid that, you know what I'm saying, that ran this way and picked up the garbage this way, that is the reason why they like that kid. You know what I'm saying? That type of stuff gives me goosebumps, man. You know what I'm saying? And oh, okay. Sorry about that. All right. Whew, thank you for hanging in there with me. All right, get this. Gosh, my bad. I'm sorry. Hang in there with me. That's what we got for using my phone. I'll leave it alone. I'm just all right. Uh, so the Jason asks, saying, so what do you do when you send your kids to these showcases and you don't have the same chances, equally talented? I get it, right? You just kind of, you kind of just giving, you kind of going one hand behind it, you know what I'm saying, your back, just a little bit, all right? There are plenty of showcase. You don't have to go to Atlanta's, Jay Bush, if I'm not mistaken, you're in Texas, you know what I'm saying? So you can play a normal schedule in the summer, all right? And again, and I tell this, and we talked earlier, Jay Bush, right? I believe, and people that know me from the background, that talk and all of that, again, I even charge thousands of dollars for my own showcase, all right? But truth be told, let's just say if I had a child and money wasn't, whatever, right? Because trust me, I deal with it now, all right? But we got to pick and choose whatever, because, my daughter, she if it was up to, what I'm saying, all of whatever, we'd be flying to Seattle, California every weekend to play against the top. We got to pick and choose our tournament. Oh, here we go. Okay. All right. So if you're in Texas, your butt needs to be at, a few of these colleges, because I don't think they're crazy expensive to go on a college campus, you know what I'm saying, and do a camp. All right. That's where my money will be spent. I would stay as far as like maybe go to one or two major tournaments if you can make it, financially. I will go and maybe even play, just get the reps in the summer just to stay fresh for the camps. All right. I will spend my money on camps. All right. Let's just say it costs $2,000 to play for Banditos. All right. I'm just coming out with Banditos because you're in Texas. I know they're a big time program, you know what I'm saying? $2,000 to $3,000. All right. And you can't come up with that, right? I would set aside enough money over there to go spend $100 to $200 for the camps. A college camp, a college that I can go and I put this thing together, man. And next week, I promise I'm gonna try to launch this thing next week, definitely within 2 weeks. I just put this together. I kind of, um, University of Kansas gave a great message, Coach, kind of give this outline about this, you know what I'm saying? And I just took a handful of coaches and just gave you quick tips, and I'm going to post it over there, and it's going to be a downloadable free thing, for you guys to download, you know what I'm saying, to get that, key little things of what coaches are looking for and just key little recruiting things, all right? And I just had this, I just was listening to it this morning, all right? And he said that, you know what I'm saying? So camps. Go spend your money on camps, Jason. All right. You ain't got to spend thousands on traveling and going to the Atlantas and all of that, but spend your hundreds of dollars, whatever, going to some 2 or 3 colleges, you know what I'm saying, in and around your area that you feel like your son could play at, or he may be interested. All right. You may not be able to go fly from Texas to California or fly from Texas to Atlanta. You may not be able to do that, but you can go out, spend a little bit of money and go to the camps. All right. I'm not in your pocket, but I believe you can do that. You know what I'm saying? All right. And still get, offers, based off those college camps. You know what I'm saying? Go on their campus. If that kid wants it, they will embrace the push and the commitment. You just be that role model if they're looking up to, support that passion and make it a priority commitment to yourself. Thank you, Earl. I appreciate that, brother. You're right. I mean, and that's what I say. Like, I I remember my coach cursed me out over not bringing the tea in. All right. And I promise you, to this day, that's my guy. I love him, but he ain't never been right in my book ever since he embarrassed me in front of the girls softball team, the track team, because our fields are all connected, in high school. And he cursed me out and then made me run back to the locker room and then told me run, made me come back and run again, you know what I'm saying, and embarrass me, you know what I'm saying. I was so embarrassed. I was like, because I believe that I ain't do nothing wrong, right? But he cursed my butt out. All right. And it got to the point I looked at him crazy and all of that, but I took it out on the field though. I took it out on him on the field. You know what I'm saying? So listen, again, everybody's different, man. Chad was going, Chip, Russ, we can hear you. All right, Tone. Parents, if you have way more passion than your son or daughter, or do all the talking for them, please step back and show them how to step up on themselves. No doubt about it, Tony. Great message. Players must do a better job of communicating with their coaches and showing their inner drive to be the best they can. Oh, that is so true. All right. You can't be quiet. You can't be love. You know, the parents wanted more. And, you know, I mean, I question sometimes my own self sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I'll be like, ooh, like how you let, you know, whatever. I'm here today. All right. My daughter had a little scrimmage today and I already got the messages. I already know I'm going to hear it today from, you know, because, you know, as a girl that she don't need to be playing and losing to, but, you know, lost today. And I'm like, I know I'm going to hear it. Because sometimes my daughter, you know, I tell her all the time. Again, I'm just relating to you guys. I tell her all the time. All right. Until your practice games gets better, until your practice, not your games, until your practice gets better, you will continue to, you know, win against girls that you know, nobody give you a chance to win again, and then lose against girls you had no business losing to. You know what I'm saying? Because you up and down with practice. All right. How you think you're gonna be up and down practice and then go on the field on the court and be, you know, dominant? You can't just turn it on. You ain't. And I tell she look at me crazy, and I'm like, who are you? You ain't good enough, but you could just turn it on. Like, who are you? She look at me crazy when I tell her that. And I'm like, you ain't good enough. You ain't good enough to do that. You know what I'm saying? She look at me crazy, like, damn, that, you know. But I'll be like, yo, I'm telling her 100, like, yo. So if you cannot get into the showcase, get a couple of college camps, no doubt, no doubt. So, are you guys still? I'm hoping, you know, because I can't tell if it's still on, man. My whole, you know, thing is whatever. So if y'all could comment and let me know if I'm still on, because every time I try to get out of this particular screen, I only can see part of my face, and man, y'all forgive me with this, man, but all my other screens is coming up. So if y'all can hear me still, let me know. I don't know if it's. I think it's still live, but yeah, it is. Okay, good. I moved it down. Okay. All right. Whew. All right. Appreciate y'all. All right. And Mike, Jason, appreciate you. All right, cool. All right, now it's back. I'm sorry. All right, anyway, great message. I hope y'all, you know, I went from different topics, man, and thank you, Mr. Poulters, man. I went from different topics, man, and I just, you know, again, just watch who your kids are being taught by, you know, and if you got that right coach, man, hold on to him, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't, you know, thank you, JD. You know what I'm saying? Hey, congrats to you, JD. All right. My boy Junior hit the home run. Don't think I ain't seen that. All right. Shout out to my boy Junior hitting his home run the other day. I saw that, JD. All right. If you still can't make those showcases of college camp, you must have. If you still can't make those showcases of college camps, you must have Sourathon positive stats when you are on high school team. Scouts still must go to their games. It's their job. Tony, great message. No doubt about it. All right. And what do you mean by that? Meaning like dominate high school. All right. Do you know how many kids, you know, again, I talked about this the other day. Do you know how many kids, based off of my boy Tony just said, you know what I'm saying? Don't even tell, you know, don't even, you know, want these D1 schools and all of that. And I understand different, states and everything. The level of competition is different. I get it. You know what I'm saying? I'm from New York. I know that probably in Florida, Miami, or California, certain areas and stuff like that, you know, the level of competition is high. You know what I'm saying? But you don't talk to me about playing college. Again, it's a, you know, you have certain people that got basic to average to less than average numbers in high school wanting to play D1 or in college in general. Again, 11% make it to college. All right. 11%. So when I talk about a guru or, you know, where you can at least teach the game, all right, I believe, me personally, like, you know, if you played in college, I consider you somebody that, you know, has a higher level of experience in this game. All right. I'm not saying just because you just played in high school that you don't, you know, whatever. But again, you know, have to master. So just think about what I'm saying. 11% of the people, you know, people may poo-poo D3, junior college, NIA, you know what I'm saying, or HBCUs, or if you're in the Power 5 and all of that, you know, 89% of the high school kids in these class right now would not play college baseball. 89%. You know what I'm saying? So I consider you somewhat of a, you know, a guru if you know, I say guru, that's a word, you know, an expert, all right? If you played in college, you know what I'm saying? Because you played at a higher level, you know? So, but still, saying that, piggyback on my boy Tony, like, yo, dominate high school, man. Dominate high school. Yo, you can't be, you know, come on. You know what I'm saying? Dominate high school. I always tell my young athletes it doesn't take talent to hustle. No doubt, man. No doubt, man. Gosh, just come out here ready to go. And if you want it, take it, man. And anyway, if anyway, practice. Practice. You know what I'm saying? Just like I just told my daughter, like, yo, you come out here wishy-washy in practice, and she thinks she's giving proper effort level. And it's never like she'll run hard, and it's not that. It's the focus. You know what I'm saying? It's the the nonchalantness of like focus, you know what I'm saying? Where, we all been there. I've been there, you know what I'm saying? When practice, when it's like, yo, it's hot, you practicing every day and it's like, it just gets monotonous. I get it. Spring training and middle of spring training, those are times you get hurt. You know what I'm saying? When you just kind of going through the motions and you just, want to get the day done. We all been there. We all do that. You know what I'm saying? No matter if you're on the ball field, workforce, it's all the same. You know what I'm saying? But those are times that, either the evaluator is there that day, your boss is there, you know what I'm saying? Jobs are, you know what I'm saying, given, or, opportunities I have. So we're talking about baseball. Them are the times, you know what I'm saying? When you just least expect it. You know what I'm saying? When you least expect it, that's when somebody's watching. That's when somebody's there. And I tell my daughter that all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you come out here BS and thinking nobody out here and everything, but they always people sizing you up. People seeing you in practice and all. You don't know who's going to be walking through there. You know what I'm saying? She don't know. It's been plenty of times in her academy, University of Tennessee, head tennis coach, walking through there, Auburn, all these, Georgia Techs, all these, big time Division I tennis programs, coaches is just moseying through the academy. You know what I'm saying? Just, walking, looking and all of that. And she out there fumbling around and hitting the balls all over the place looking crazy. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, let me go off. All right. Tomorrow, I'm at my nephew. All right. D1 athlete, keeping it in the family. All right. I want y'all to come back tomorrow. All right. And you see me with my nephew, man. And, he former D1 HBCU, went to North Carolina A&T. He was coached by Coach Shoemate, who been on the show. He's now at Norfolk State, but that was my nephew's coach back at A&T. We're going to talk about, I'm going to tell the story how I went in Florida, in Orlando, Florida, to watch him play at the MEAC championship and was surprised. And, that's when I first was like, yo, where the black people at? You know what I'm saying? I'm looking like this. That's when I first started realizing, like, white and Spanish people were just as much in the HBCU than blacks. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was my introduction to that. You know what I'm saying? I was naive. You know what I'm saying? I was playing ball professional. I was, in the big leagues and had a chance to go watch him play. And I was just looking. I was just like, I thought we had the MEAC championship. I'm looking and I thought it was like a normal tournament. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to talk about that tomorrow a little bit. Again, no, I'm just keeping it 100. You know what I'm saying? But, and then again, get some of that merch. All right. I put the link. I didn't put that link in. I think I put it in the description. And then, so we got tomorrow, Thursday, I will be on the road, headed up to Memphis for my showcase. So I'll be doing my live from the car. Most likely, it could be a chance I won't. But and then Friday, I'll be in the Memphis area, and I will be doing the live. Hopefully, I get my boy Ricky. My boy Ricky Weeks. You know what I'm saying? To be on. You know what I'm saying? And we could talk. You know what I'm saying? HBCU and. Former major leaguer, played a long time. Ricky had a great career. I first met Rick his first year or two out of Southern. I used to train out in Orlando. One time, one year. I don't want to say like every year, but 1 year. Edwin Encarnacion, Felipe Lopez, Zach Greinke, David Eckstein, Rick Eckstein, who's the hitting coach for the Pittsburgh Pirates. That's why I came to get some work with Rick. That was my boy. You know what I'm saying? And now he's the hitting coach for the Pirates. You know what I'm saying? Back then he was on the way up, but he used to put these workouts together with all ex-pro guys and young guys like Ricky. Ricky was fresh out of college at that time. So Chris Nelson, first round pick with the Rockies out of Atlanta, Redan High School alum, was with us hanging out there. So we got a nice crew of guys getting some good work in, training hard. And we're going to talk about those times, man, Rick. And that was the first time I met Rick 14, 15 years ago. All right. So, man, let's keep this ball rolling. Appreciate your time. Love you guys, man. Tomorrow I'm ending the showcase. I'm closing that down. So, people who want to come get that showcase, get seen by these schools, man, that Jackson State Community College needs to get it in today. All right. Definitely by tomorrow. And then, Friday, I'll be posting in Atlanta, showcasing and kind of keeping this ball rolling. All right. So tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern, I have my nephew on there. All right. So I can keep a little family fair. All right. Analogy: high school baseball is the major leagues of 89% of the players. I don't mean to laugh, but it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? You know, Tony, that's a great way to send it out on. All right. The analogy: high school baseball is the major leagues for 89% of the players. All right. I don't even mean to laugh. Because I mean it's the truth. It's a funny fact statement. You know what I'm saying? So remember, okay. I'm not, no pressure and all of that. But when you're out here competing for scholarships and getting seen at showcases and all of that, here it is. All right. 11%. All right. 11% of high school 2021s this year, right? You know what I'm saying? 2021s is a senior this year. Only 11%, all right, of the people will, essentially get scholarships. So essentially maybe basically one out of 10 people on the field. When you go out and see a high school game this spring, all right, one out of 9 or 10 players, 10, and only 9 play on the field, but basically, is the equivalent to it. Okay. One. Now, you got certain teams that have multiple guys going to schools and all of that, but on average around the country, all right, one person on that team. I ain't saying D1. I ain't saying D2, 3. I'm saying college. All right. One. So I want you to keep that in perspective. All right. One. So in this highly competitive nature of youth baseball and trainings and, lessons and scholarships and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand it's a lot of money involved. I understand it's a lot of, but I want you guys to understand that. All right. So when you kind of take you want it kind of, you know what I'm saying, but you're not doing everything for your kid, you know what I'm saying, to do it. You know what I'm saying? I understand resources is a mug, trust me, I understand that. All right. But, make sure you're doing everything on your side. You want your kid to do everything. Some parents, make sure you do your don't be waiting to the senior year to really get the grades and the SATs and, all the paperwork and, be ahead of the game. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just telling you, you know what I'm saying? He may not have the size as a 2024 class. He may not have the size yet. You may not know if he may be that 89%. But why not be proactive? You know what I'm saying? Get all the stuff out there. Get him in the showcases. Get him in front of it. Hey, what schools do you want? Boom, boom, boom. We're going to be proactive at this. All right. You may not have the size right now, but some coach is going to know who you are right now. You know what I'm saying? Some people are going to know, you know what I'm saying, that we have interest in their school. You know what I'm saying? We're going to reach out to that coach. Okay. We're going to go to that showcase. Okay. We're going to, do the trainings that we need to. If I can't afford a private hitting instructor or a trainer and all of that, we gonna get out there. And then, shout out to the dads for that. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But just make sure you are learning correctly. All right. And I promise you, there are trainings. I have a training right now. It'll be one time. It'll cost you one time that you can look at those videos often on a time and get all the training that you want and be no different from YouTube. You pay one time. It ain't like you continuously paying less, trainers and all of that every week. You can look at something one time that you'll have forever, all right? And you can just continue to get that information, all right? From a foundation standpoint, all right? So, again, I'm putting it together. You guys will see, man. It's just a free downloadable thing. I just took some key points. The Georgia coach, man, he put it bluntly. He was like, yo, you got one chance at this recruiting thing. And I'm talking about my high schoolers now. One chance at this. You know what I'm saying? And it's no pressure, you know what I'm saying? But there is, you know what I'm saying? There's no pressure, but there is, okay? There is. This is girls. I have girls, my daughters, these girls are getting recruited by Notre Dame and, they got to get a certain GPA to get that scholarship. And, these girls are really, really good, but they're cracked. Some of them cracked, you know what I'm saying? And it was crying. My daughter said she walked into the locker room and they were crying, succumbing to the pressure of like having to play well and having to get those grades right. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it is pressure filled, you know what I'm saying? And I told my daughter that story, you know what I'm saying? My junior year is when my sophomore year is when it took the turn. And I'll leave you with this. My junior year is when I was like, yo, I had a full schedule. I already had 2 or 3 football offers on the table. That's when I knew it was real. So I was like, yo, I got to get this clearinghouse squared away. I got to, my junior year, I had a packed schedule. I was going to take the SAT twice the end of the year, my junior year. Now I'm suggesting all kids take it as a freshman or sophomore, get it over with. And if you need to keep taking it to get the numbers you want, but at least you have taken it. So many guys are waiting to the senior year. So now you put all the pressure on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Where you got to, where scholarship money is on the table, but you ain't got the SAT, your ACT scores, and you're not prepared. All right. You're not prepared. All right. You're not prepared. All right. Well, you hustling and trying to, you know what I'm saying? Again, if you already have taken 2 or 3 times and you got XYZ grades on it and you want to increase the number, I get it. All right. But sometimes a lot of parents I had taken it for the first time. Now, obviously nobody knew COVID was going to hit, but don't listen to the guidance counselors that say, oh, wait till your senior year, or what, you know what I'm saying? Or no. If you are a 2023 or younger and you ain't taking it yet, take it now. Take it now. There's no pass or fail. There's no whatever, right? There's no pass or fail on that. You know what I'm saying? You may not, meaning like you make it to 16 to 17, but it's not like, it's like, oh, you know what I'm saying? I can't go to college. No, just take it again. You know what I'm saying? The worst thing is you get to 16, 17 when you're in your senior year. You know what I'm saying? Where, especially like in the COVID time right now, where they're canceling it, they're rescheduling it. Now the pressure is really on. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I was just telling that story. My junior year, my first quarter, I had a bad grade, and that was the first time I really was like wanting to make sure I did my thing. And I was down to tears. My mother was barking like she would do it every quarter. But that's when the first time I told her, like, yo, you ain't got to tell me nothing. I'm upset with myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you ain't got to tell me nothing. She didn't want to hear. She still barked at me, but I was like, yo, all right. And I told my daughter that story because she was telling me how a couple of her girls, her team, people that go to training with her, all right, training mates, okay, all right, and these girls are getting recruited by big time schools, Notre Dame, and I think Notre Dame and Pepperdine was the 2 schools that she's battling with and trying to get, and they want her to get this one particular GPA and SAT scores to validate that scholarships. You know what I'm saying? And so she was going through it. You know what I'm saying? And I was just and I was kind of glad my daughter saw it because you could see like, yo, this is real. You know what I'm saying? Because the girl feel like she's blowing her chance. You know what I'm saying? Right? You know what I'm saying? Even though she's a smart girl. And I was like, yo, that first quarter, I was upset with myself. Now, I obviously worked out, and I wasn't, I'm just trying to, get in these B's and get the 880 SAT. That back in the day is you need an 880 SAT. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I was trying to just make sure I clear the clearinghouse. So I already had the Rutgers and the Maryland football scholarship, as a sophomore. I already had them, you know what I'm saying? And the rest was just gravy. So, but I made it, you know what I'm saying? But I was just telling her I was upset, you know what I'm saying? Because it was like, yo, I could have messed it up. Anyway, love you guys, man. Just remember, man, be careful who you're listening to tomorrow. Just be careful who you're listening to tomorrow, 4 p.m. All right? Get some of that merch, showcase. We keep this ball rolling. Tony, love you, my dude. Thank you for chiming in. Thank you all the parents, Brea, my ex-big league boys, the parents listening in. Great message, great vibe today. All right. Besides me and my black screen, me and my technology messing up, but everything else was great, man. I appreciate all your time, man. I love you guys. Thank you. 4 p.m. Eastern. All right. We'll keep this ball rolling. All right. Got my nephew there talking a little D1 baseball. All right. Peace.